Hello. Welcome to tonight's bedtime story by Lucid Tales. I hope your day has been peaceful and full of warmth. But whether it has been full bellies or rumbling tummies for you, it's time to relax now. Find somewhere comfortable, whether a sleeping bag or a feather bed, and make sure you're ready for sleep. Take your shoes off if you can, and feel the freedom in your toes, the little loosening that means it's time for bed. Tonight's story is of the famous stone soup. Once upon a time, a long time ago, in Old Town Pool, there was a man without a home. A man with not a penny to his name, just the scraps on his back and nothing in his pockets but a single stone. He walked and wandered the lonely, cold streets of Pool on a freezing winter's night, and went from door to door begging for a meagre morsel of food or a warm place to lay his head. He was met with nothing but more coldness, and on he walked, until out of desperation he knocked upon the door of the great hall. "What do you want?" demanded the cook, who opened the door. "We'll have no beggars here. Feed one rat and all the bleeding others will come." "I have something to offer you," the man found himself saying, and he pulled the stone out of his pocket. "From this stone I can make the most delicious soup known to man." "Oh, yeah?" "Yes, the most delectable, delightful, delicious and delicate dish you ever tasted. All from a stone." Now the cook was mighty curious, for who wouldn't want to cook the most delectable, delightful, delicious and delicate dish, all from a single stone? So the cook, suspicious but curious, ushered him through out of the cold night and into the warm kitchen, where a great fire roared. "May I trouble you for some water, just to get the soup started?" asked the man, and the cook heaved a great pot full of water onto the stove. The man dropped the stone into the pot, and the cook glared down into the swirling steam. "Don't look like it's doing much," he said sourly, suspecting a trick. "A watch pot never boils, you know that," said the man, stretching his fingers out to the fire. "How about we keep ourselves warm by cutting some onions, maybe even a clove of garlic to throw in, just to speed things along?" The cook shrugged, for it sounded reasonable, and together they set to chopping some onions and garlic, just to speed things along. The water in the pot began to simmer, and the scent of onions filled the air. The cook sniffed and wiped his eyes, and the man stole a pinch of spice and threw it into the pot while he wasn't looking. "Ah, there we are. It's really starting to get going," he proclaimed. "See how the water's changing colour? Not long now, you'll see. Let's add a bit of salt to hurry it along." After some time, the man tasted the water and smacked his lips. "It's getting there. But it could do with some extra stock. It was out in the cold for a long time tonight." The cook shrugged, for it sounded reasonable, and who was he to question a magic stone? And he brought some stock for the pot. Some time later the man tasted the soup again and smacked his lips. "It's nearly done, I think. We can probably speed things up a bit with some vegetables if you're too hungry to wait." The cook was indeed hungry, and he was impatient to try this delectable, delightful, delicious and delicate dish, so he brought out some vegetables to put in the soup. Finally, the man once more tasted the soup and smacked his lips, and announced that the soup was finished, and ladled out great helpings to the cook and all of the kitchen staff, and finally he took hold of the great pot, and ate until he could hold no more. "What did you think of the stone soup?" he asked the cook. "It was delectable, delightful, delicious and delicate," said the cook. "What do you want for the soup stone?" "Only a place to rest my head tonight, and a promise," said the man. "What kind of promise?" asked the cook quickly, for as we all know, a promise given in haste is a dangerous thing. that when a hungry soul comes knocking on your door, you will make them soup from the precious soupstone, just as I showed you, for such powers are meant to be shared. And so the cook promised, oh yes he did, and for the rest of his life, whenever a hungry soul knocked on his door, he made them that delectable, delightful, delicious, and delicate stone soup. It's a shame so many people have forgotten the art of sharing the magic of food with hungry strangers. But we know better, and we will build those longer tables, won't we? Good night. Sleep well, and I will see you tomorrow for another bedtime story.